regulation. We are tied at 21 apiece here from the StubHub Center in Carson.
This game's got the feel of every single timeout will be used. It's going down to the bitter end or sweet end for somebody.
Oh, it will. And this, I'm sure both head coaches respect each other, but they want to win. And they want to win badly. Malik Lovett, who already has 3 touchdowns, is back deep to receive along with Joey Harmon. It's a squib kick, so they won't get it to him. It'll be the up man out across the 25, sideline 30, has room and will lower his shoulder down to the 37-yard line, a punishing run. And all of a sudden here, Redlands East Valley, with a chance to take the lead for the first time today, will begin with some very, very good field position.
Here we go. Anthony Herrera, the gunslinger, a guy who reminds us of Brett Favre, will come back on the field for Redlands and try to create a scoring drive and give Redlands the lead.
15-26 for Anthony Herrera, just a sophomore, for over 170 yards and a touchdown. Delay handoff goes to Joey Harmon, and he will squirm his way out to around the 45-yard line for a gain of 7, and that very well could be his longest run of the day. I believe that is the case. Harmon in the first half with only a combined 12 yards on 4 carries, and that indeed was his longest run of the football game.
How about Clayton Valley not deciding to go into the locker room, instead taking halftime at the sideline?
Well, Redlands East Valley, in a subpar effort, only gained 23 yards on the ground in the first half. Now they're going right back to that running game, and it's working a little bit better, boding some good dividends here. It's a 3rd and 2, and Joey Harmon with 2 straight gives. He's to the right hip of Herrera. It's a 4-wide set, crowd on its feet. Back to throw, swings it out to Lovett, and he dropped the football incomplete.
That's the 4th drop for Malik Lovett in this game. He's had a wonderful game, 3 touchdowns thus far, but it's those small mistakes there that just add up and put you in tough situations here. Now 4th and 3.
Now 4th down here for Redlands East Valley. They have yet to punt the football. That drop won't matter at all if they're able to move the chains here. But that drop also could be extremely costly if they cannot move the chains. This is the 45 of Clayton Valley. They bring the blitz. Herrera floats it to the far side. It's complete. He hangs onto the football and moves the chains. 4 times out of 5 do these Wildcats pick up a first. That time it's Chris Vaughn with the reception, his 4th on the day, and none bigger than a 7-yard grab to move the chains.
The out patterns have been working all night long for Anthony Herrera and the Wildcats. In a previous play, getting it out to the outside for that first down.
Well, we talked about Malik Lovett's production so far this game and this season, but the number 1 receiver yardage-wise for Redlands East Valley is, interestingly enough, it's Chris Vaughn, and he'll be back for a senior year next season. Malik Lovett, I'm sure, has been able to help Chris Vaughn become the player that he is.
I mean, he must set the example. That is Malik Lovett. Malik Lovett has got to be this hard-working individual who just sets the tone for his team.
2nd down and 8 ensues. Redlands East Valley, another 4-wide set. Delay give up the middle to Joey Harmon, and he will try his absolute best to get anything out of that cloud of dust. Ends up gaining 2. It brings up a 3rd and 6.
Joey Harmon tonight is not having the best game, but he's getting them in small, tiny bunches. He's not going to pop off 5+ yards. Instead, he's getting 2 to 3, which is what Redlands needs to do. Just establish the run.
Taymon Faimalo on a 3rd and 6 flanks the quarterback. Another 4-wide set. Herrera looking left. Pass rush coming. And the quarterback is taken down. The first sack for either ball club today. And Clayton Valley Charter brings down the quarterback, Sean Vicema, in there for his 6th sack of the season. And here comes the punting unit for Redlands.
Anthony Herrera holding on to the ball a little too long. He should have let it go, at least thrown it away.
And Clayton Valley is finally able to answer on the defensive side. It is the first sack for that football team today. And that'll be the 24th all season. A high end over end boot, but returnable. Harrison will let it bounce, though, and it will roll in a favorable Redlands hop down to the 11-yard line of the Clayton Valley Eagles. So all of a sudden here, despite a tie ball game, it's Clayton Valley Charter, 89 yards to go for a go-ahead touchdown.
The Eagles will come out with their evil run attack. Technically, the real name for the Eagles is the Ugly Eagles. Why they decided to call themselves that? Well, that's up in the air.
Well, I will say this.
Not the prettiest name.
They don't have the prettiest offensive scheme either. They run the ball seemingly every single play, 87% of the time. And I think these Ugly Eagles here, Dan, they are in a great position with a fatigued Redlands defense to just ground and pound this clock away and reclaim this lead.
And that's exactly what is about to happen. Whether they'll be successful at it, we'll see. We'll see the type of adjustments the Redlands defense has created for themselves. If they could sustain and hold Clayton Valley right here, it'll be right back. I would say this momentum will swing right back to Redlands.
9 minutes and 1 second to go here in the third quarter. You talk about that momentum. It has not been for very long in any team's favor. But here in the third, Clayton Valley Charter, if they're able to drive down this field and score a touchdown, you got to believe that it may be a little too much of momentum for Redlands to come back from. Of course, we've already said that time and time again here, but Redlands and Clayton Valley Charter are in a critical spot of this football game, this being midway through the third, and we will see right here if the Eagles were able to do enough on the offensive side to kind of impose their will in the run game. So we'll begin the second half with Keisel in the center in the shotgun. He has Miles Harrison to the left hip. Another two tight end formation with a couple other running backs lined up to the right hip of Nate Keisel, who has only thrown 3 times today. And here we go. Finally play here from Carson. He'll take the snap, hand off at the middle. Miles Harrison across the 15, first down and more. Shot out of a cannon goes this running back, senior Miles Harrison, for 15 yards and a oh-so-critical Eagles first down. Move the chains.
So the first play for the offense in this second half for Clayton Valley, it goes to Miles Harrison. Miles Harrison showing us why this team has the 5th most total offensive yards in CIF history with over 7,000.
What's dangerous about Redlands East Valley defensively here is you begin to see those runs that didn't work in the first half work a little bit better in the second. Here goes Miles Harrison for about a 1-yard pickup. But those defensive holes, which were plugged up in the first half, all of a sudden look a little bit bigger here in the third quarter.
How much of that has to do with fatigue? We talked about it earlier. I mean, Clayton Valley is just going to run it up your throat. The defensive line for Redlands has got to be able to toughen up tonight.
Now, Clayton Valley all of a sudden has the football time of possession. 7 minutes for these Eagles, only 10 for the Wildcats. Up the middle again to Miles Harrison. Breaks out of another tackle, still on his feet, and finally wrestled to the turf for these Wildcats by Turner Shreve, but not before. Harrison turns a 2-yard loss into a 2-yard gain. Now make it 3rd and 8.
A small victory for the Redlands team, I would say. This is the type of night where you thank your coach for all the wind sprints he made you run during the season, because late in the fourth quarter, that's when you're going to need all that cardio work.
We'll also see if Miles Harrison, running back for Clayton Valley, was able to run those extra wind sprints. It's a play action. Chucks it over the middle. Tipped in the air and picked off. Intercepted. Flowers to the far side, and he's knocked out of bounds at the Clayton Valley 22. And that is the problem that you have when you only pass the football 4 times the entire game. You get plays like that. Isaiah Armstrong with his first pick today, and Dan, 13th on the season. He'll bring it back to enemy territory.
Nate Keisel, he's not accustomed to these situations. 3rd and longs, they don't work in this type of offense. I mean, when you're running practically a goal line set every single play, for your quarterback to toss one, it's a rare occurrence.
It hasn't been rare that Isaiah Armstrong's gotten his hands on the football. Herrera the other way. It's dropped again by Malik Lovett. That'll be drop number 5. He had the football inside the opposing 10. Redlands East Valley, though, with a golden opportunity dished out on a silver platter. Here you go. Can you take the lead?
I still like the fearlessness of Anthony Herrera, just slinging it wherever his wide receivers are. He's gonna plug it in, but unfortunately a drop pass and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, the middle of the field has been covered, but Herrera is still between the hashes, having no problems throwing it in there. Back to throw. Herrera looking right. Steps up in the pocket. Throws low for his intended target. And did he hang on to the football? No, they call it incomplete. Going to the near side to Brody Arbiter, and all of a sudden, that drop pass is looking extremely costly as Redlands faces a 3rd and 10.
Arbiter right there trying to disguise a fake catch, trying to fake everybody out as if to tell everybody it didn't bounce on the ball. On the ground, excuse me.
Well, you take a look at the instant replay, and I think he didn't hang on to the football. But we'll continue play. 3rd down and 10. This crowd is in it. Back to throw. Herrera looking. All sorts of time underneath. Here goes Harmon, and he'll pick up the 1st down, and the running back is down all the way to the Clayton Valley 5, making a pitch and catch for 17.
Perfectly designed. How about Anthony Herrera going through every single one of his wide receiver, and he goes to his 5th option, the drag, straight down the middle. Not much of a huge gain, but enough for a 1st down.
Harmon, who caught the 3rd down pass, trots off of the field. Herrera is in to go along with the backup running back, Taymon Faimalo. We are tied at 21. Redlands East Valley is 5 yards away from their first lead the entire football game. This being the D-2 state championship. Handoff goes to Faimalo to the 5-4-3. He's in. Dives across the end zone. Touchdown, Redlands East Valley. And that's the first time that a man not named Joey Harmon or Miles Harrison finds the end zone.
And a turnover comes back to bite the Eagles. Redlands here, just a simple handoff down the middle, using the big boys up front, and here you go. Redlands takes the lead.
Well, unfortunately for Joey Harmon, he did all the dirty work on that 3rd down catch, and Faimalo's the man who gets the touchdown to give Redlands East Valley the lead. We are in a barn burner here from Carson, California. The extra point is up, and that kick by Biggerstaff is good. A 7-point lead for the Redlands East Valley Wildcats. We are in quite the 3rd quarter here from the StubHub Center. It's anyone's ball game now. Wildcats claim a 3rd quarter lead.
My impression right off the bat in this 2nd half is Redlands is stepping up defensively. They're backing up Clayton Valley in 3rd and long situations. In the 1st half, Clayton Valley was converting 1st down after 1st down, 7 of 8 on 3rd down conversions. But hey, Redlands stepping up defensively and creating some turnovers.
Well, yeah, Clayton Valley is outgaining Redlands in yards, in rushing yards as well, 3rd down conversions. But those aren't the important yards, as these ugly Eagles, if you will, have committed 2 ugly turnovers.
They really have, and the Wildcats have gone wild on those turnovers, right?
Any more puns tonight?
We got a list.
Well, there's nothing to laugh about if you're Clayton Valley Charter. You had the Redlands East Valley Wildcats in the jugular, and all of a sudden, you're staring at a 7-point deficit. And this is the 4th time in a row that the Wildcats have faced some sort of a hole in 4 consecutive games, either in the 1st half or early in the 2nd, yet they continue to, like the heart of champions, even though they're underdogs in this game, they act like they are the favorites and are playing like it.
They really do, and give credit to the leadership of just a sophomore in Anthony Herrera, leading the Redlands team to 4 scores, and here we are, 28-21, Redlands in the lead.
All right, this is going to be a fun final 18 minutes of regulation. We are down to 6 minutes, 44 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter of the D2 high school football state championship game. John Hilfer for the 5th time, and that's good news for Redlands. He has been a busy man kicking that football. He'll do so again, tease it up. Redlands East Valley has scored 4 touchdowns, and that was the first by a man not named Malik Lovett. So here we go. Back deep to receive is Miles Harrison again. He stands at his own 5. This crowd is in it. It's a packed house here from the StubHub Center in the lower section of this stadium that seats over 25,000. And this band is in it. High end over end kick by Hilfer, and we'll begin things with a touchback. They'll send it out to the 25-yard line.
So Clayton Valley will try to reestablish the run game, well established in the 1st half. Here in this 2nd half, well, Redlands has put them in a 3rd and long situation in two straight possessions, and well, Clayton Valley does not have the type of offense to convert on those 3rd and longs, Nick.
Well, Clayton Valley, who was basically in their beckoning call, converting third downs all year. They were 7 of 8 in the first half, but couldn't convert on the third and long. And all of a sudden here, they face a 7-point hole. The handoff up the middle goes for about 3. And for, I believe, the third